3 laps of the Hilly route reverse, and we are off, and we left a couple of people behind there straight away. But as we follow Ali Brownlee back off the pier, this should be a really, really interesting one because, as we said, there are 6 intermediates in this one, 2 seconds between Team Australia and Team GB, and don't discount Team Canada either, who are also just 3 seconds back. And this one will be decided in the last intermediate up the King of the Mountain, if not before. Yeah, to get everyone up to speed, Team GB were up by 1 point in the end after Alex G, the man on screen, took out maximum points in the last intermediate. The last time around, they were racing in Yorkshire. Team GB did it by a point, picked up the $1,000, but it all comes down to the general classification. Now, of course, there's $1,000 on the line for the overall points winner of the race, and a further $4,000 for overall. And you think that whoever scoops it today will, in fact, take the whole thing as well. So there's plenty on the line for these guys, and more than anything, it's just bragging rights as they come into the opening sprint at the moment. So they've come out of the S's, and they'll take a left turn onto the bridge. And the opening sprint here is worth 5 intermediate points as they started on the beginning of the bridge. And lots of big numbers being pushed out at the moment. There you can see Aaron Royal, the leader of Team Australia, really putting in the big ones as they spread it out. Brownlee's on the front at the moment. Gordon Benson's there. David Manwaring, as they come across the line. And it's difficult to see at the moment. My screen's breaking up pretty badly. We'll get an update from our producer if we can. I just can't really see at the moment. It's quite fuzzy where I am here in Sydney, Australia.
And me as well. I saw Aaron Royal go out of the blocks and try and time that sprint right, but from the look of it off screen, seeing the red jerseys drift back a little bit, I don't think he got over the top of whoever won that. So it'll be interesting to know who accumulated those points. There they are. Royal got second with Manwaring third. Yeah, with Gordon,
so
was Benson
second and third. Yeah, and Gordon Benson off the top at the front. So Australia pick up 7 from Great Britain, 6. All right, this is the second intermediate on the first lap. And now Torbendix Madsen, the Dane, racing for Team Germany, is up towards the front as we follow along with Alex G, and everyone's come back together, and the pace is very, very hot, up to about 50 kilometres an hour. The banner will come around the turn in just a second. And Alistair Brownlee now pushing up 10.2, 10.3 watts. James Cunningham at 13.2 watts a kilogram. And they are up in the saddle. Brownlee, Buckingham, Benson, all the Brits at the front. There's an Australian jersey there as well. We're going to have to. And that was Aaron Royal. Was it Kunama who took it for Team France?
James Kunama. Yes. Geez, he timed that well if that was James Kunama, showing his Ironman strength and really positioning himself off Alistair Brownlee, who moved to the front a little early. James Kunama followed that well, and it looks like he jumped over the top of Brownlee just when it mattered. Geez, he's been a big standout for France. Yeah, James Kunama has been, what a signing. He's been their only point scorer in the last race. And Kunama, can't see the...
Yep, Kunama gets it.
Buckingham.
5 points for James Kunama, Buckingham 4, Benson 3, Brownlee 2, and Van Riel 1. So GB's going to jump up to the top of the standings, and they did. There you can see the numbers. A really good King of the Mountain section for Great Britain, and some points in the bag for Team France. James Kunama took all 4 points that France picked up in the last race. He picks up 5 right there. USA on a couple of points there, and Brazil leads the 3 teams that are yet to score a point. But Great Britain in the box seat to pick up the GC. Let's have a look back in the field here. I'm just looking at the timing at the moment to see if we've lost anyone off the back. And Maximilian Sperl, he's out for Team Germany with a technical. Jason West as well is well off the back, and Aidan Longcroft Harris too, who looks so promising around this time. What's happened to Alistair Brownlee? He's stopped. Alistair Brownlee has stopped. I don't know. He's not stopped. He's up in the saddle.
On screen.
Something's happened. There's a shake of the head. I'm not sure what's happened to Ali. He's looking around like, what's happened? And now Ali's out.
That'd be terrible for Great Britain because they need his point scoring. They need his leadership on the road, and Australia could strike here because he's definitely not moving on screen.
He is not moving. Right. I'm not sure what's happened there.
It's a
Connection
tilt, as
issues.
they
I've
used to
got
say.
confirmation that Alistair Brownlee is out. He is now no longer in this race.
Oh, that's very, very bad news for Great Britain's point scoring ability and Great Britain's ability to win the overall league, to win the overall series. So Australia will take a lot from that, but it's sad. I think that's where Bucko is going to have to take a leadership. He's back moving again, Alistair Brownlee, but he's out of it. But I think Bucko's going to have to take that leadership role for Great Britain now.
What does Brownlee do now? He's actually, he stopped moving again. This is the saddest thing I've seen in esports racing. What's happened to Ali? Oh dear, we'll have to try and see if we can get in touch with him or find out what's happened. But he's got the laptops. That's the Bluetooth keyboard. Either that or he's I don't know. He's got some room service. I'm not really sure. And he's trying to work it out. But
yeah, there's a problem with the connection because he's obviously no problem in his pain cave. A small problem with the connection, and that's a big blow for Great Britain, a huge blow, and yeah, it's tough for the entire race. I think I'm wondering if the Australians are aware that Alistair's not in that group. You know, with your head down, you're focused. You would have seen him pull up like we did, but whether they're aware he's no longer in the race I'm unsure of.
All right, well, let's move back to the front of the race. We'll bring you updates on that as soon as we can. But Cal Willie from Team Brazil is off the front by 3.3 seconds at the moment. And he knows that very soon we're going to be coming into this next sprint section. And you can see Aaron Royal pushing really hard. But Cal Willie's gone off very, very early. They're in the sprint section right now on the bridge. And there is Aaron Royal trying to push up. But Cal Willie is off the front. Max Stapley's there, Gordon Benson, David Manwaring. But he's going to be able to hold them off, is he? As the rest of the chasing pack come in very, very swiftly, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And we're going to get an update then on who took out those sprint points. That's the third intermediate of 6. And the points are starting to stack up. Let's see if Team GB's been eroded at all. Gordon Benson, the best of them. Cal Willie took some points for Brazil. Great work. Max Stapley takes 4 for Australia. And Manwaring 2, Royal 1. So Australia gets 7 points to Team GB's 3, and Brazil take 5. So Team GB has seen their lead eroded somewhat. There are the points. We follow along as they head towards the King of the Mountain Banner. It's 200 metres away. We just went past the sign, and Aaron Royal is absolutely hammering along at the moment. As they cross the line, and it's a little glitchy there, but I think Gordon Benson, Mark Buckingham, Aaron Royal, James Cunningham, there they are across the line, and I think that's Buckingham and Benson, which means that, yeah, I think you're right, which means Team GB will pick up the lion's share of the points.
It could be Cunningham. I can see Manwaring up there, but it looked like it is Bucko. That's a big sprint. Mark Buckingham from Benson and Cunningham, Aaron Royal and David Manwaring in 4th and 5th. So that was a very, very important sprint. Very, very important KOM for both the Australian and Great Britain teams. And Great Britain has struck again when it mattered and taken those critical maximum points.
It's Cal Willie from Team Brazil, who saw some success doing this same thing, coming out of downtown Watopia into the S's, so this rolling section of about 1.3 kilometres, and pushing early to try and put himself in a good position to take out the top points in the sprint across the bridge, which comes up next. He's now 5.7 seconds ahead of the rest of the group, who have been unwilling to go with him and want to stay in the draft in this pack as we follow along with James Cunningham. But Cal Willie was 3.3 seconds ahead at this point in the last lap, and he managed to hang on for the sprint win. So he thought, I'm going to do that again. And it's Ronaldo Colucci who comes back into Team Brazil, the most experienced Team Brazil athlete, leads this pack to try and control this pack, and it led his teammate in Willie to take those points once again. Certainly seems to be the right thing to do. You've really got to put in the hard yards, though, to make a break stick on Zwift.
Yeah, and you're probably seeing Great Britain wanting this break to go away. They know that these critical points that Australia could take off them in the sprint with Brazil picking up those points, they steal the points from Australia being able to close that gap to Great Britain. So Bucko was probably saying, let's let Willie get across, get that break like he did in the last one, take those maximum points, let Canducci take those second points, and that really shuts out Australia from their point scoring opportunities. That's a good move from Great Britain. That's probably why you're seeing this gap open up a little more than you did in that.
Well, there is the chasing pack, and they're going to come across the bridge once again. And then once again, Cal Willie's going to take those points. Absolutely. Gordon Benson, Mark Buckingham, Martin Van Riel, David Manwaring, Aaron Royal, all off the front. But Cal Willie takes the points again, and it's literally anyone's race there. I saw plenty of red coming across the line, so I think Australia's going to figure heavily in the smaller points, but not going to be enough. I think, 3 Aussies in the back there, a couple of Brits as well, but Cal Willie off the front, and we'll see right there. So Buckingham, Manwaring, Benson, Van Riel, and in the better positions there are Team GB again with 4 and 2, and Australia gets 3 and 1. So again, a further 2 points to add to Team GB, and you would have thought, I think they've pretty much got it in the bag now, because there's only one to go with the 5 points, and Team GB have won the general classification, has won the team points race. Now all that's left to decide is the general classification, and just to remind everybody, as Tor Madsen goes on the attack, the general classification is decided by the top 2 times from your team. So the top 2 of your team across the line, their times are added together and added into the GC overall from the previous 2 races. Now, after our first 2 races in this series, only 3 seconds separate Australia, Great Britain, and Canada, with Australia 2 seconds ahead of GB, with Canada a further second back. Getting ready to push for this last 1,500 metres.
This will be massive, and you notice the Australians didn't go. Yeah, the Australians didn't get involved in that KOM sprint, so maybe they're lining this up for the most important thing for the Aussies, which is getting 2 of them across this next line. So that's the first time the Australians haven't been in a point scoring opportunity in the KOM, with 1K to go as they go under the Flamme Rouge.
1 kilometre to go, and don't forget, we're going to be on IG Live straight after this race to talk to the winners and losers and wrap up this series. And so head on over to Super League Triathlon Instagram to watch that. I'll be talking to whoever takes this one out. And at the moment, it's literally anyone's. There's a bit of a gap back now from our top 8 to the rest of the field, and they're going to push very, very hard. I only see one Team GB athlete in that one, and that's Gordon Benson. Mark Buckingham's 1.2 seconds back, but that's pretty easily done. 300 metres to go, and it looks like Australia's in the box seat, and up comes the sprint now. I think that's Benson at the front. He wants to finish first. Big numbers throughout. Benson, Kunema's there, Brienne, Stapley. I see Nathan Killam as well, Gordon Benson off the front. And everyone's pushing very, very hard. And across the line came someone from Team France in the end.
Benson. Was it Benson? Or I saw Kunema up there, but I couldn't pick it. Could not pick it.
Yeah, it was difficult to pick there at the back end. We're going to see the results right now, and we're going to try and work it out. So James Kunema picks up the finish from Benson, Brienne, Stapley, Manwaring, and then the Norwegian pair of Cedric Kristoffersen and Casper Storns, and Tor Madsen, Laundry and Killam. So I think Australia's got it, because Stapley, despite having the French flag, is racing for Team Australia, and they're finished in 4th and 5th, and I think that is going to make it Australia. So the points, the $1,000 goes easily to Great Britain. In our general classification, provisionally, I think Australia has picked up the $4,000, and it will be I think just over 2 seconds in the end from Team Great Britain.